I own companies that have been seasoned for 7, 8 years. They've been around for 7 or 8 years. So I'm buying back companies that have stopped paying they're inactive. They stopped paying their dues. And so they're inactive, and you can catch up the dues, and now you own the company, and you can change the name of the company. And so if you go on sunbiz.com, they think this company's been around for 7 years, but it hasn't. I just bought it a month ago.
And all the bad reviews and bad stuff is gone. You should change your name. Dude,
it's all gone.
This is so much like,
and they don't even check any of that,
brain
by the
power
way.
and effort.
They don't even check any of that. They check the tax ID number and how long has the company been around. Guy said he worked there 3 years. It's been open for 7 years. Tax ID matches. He's got a W-2. We're good.
Boom.
We're good. I called the phone number. I looked at the business directory. Its phone number matches. What are we doing here? What are we doing? Let's close this thing. So I look at these properties and I think, okay, if I'm going to have to make W-2s and pay stubs and I'm going to have to fix these people anyway, why am I even going to mess with the borrower? Why don't I just create my own borrowers? Like I don't want to get him a house commit a bunch of fraud to get him
take him out of the equation.
I don't want to have to get I don't want to have to completely make a whole fraudulent file for Sheik and split the money with him. And by the way,
you'll make a sheet.
Right. So what I'm going to do is, why wouldn't I just I'll make a synthetic identity.
You're already making fake banks, fakes everything.
Right.
Now you make a fake person.
Right. So if I buy a house for $50,000, I got to fix it up for $30,000, sell it to him.
Right. Split some.
And what am I going to make? 20?
So what does it take to make a fake person?
It's actually not that hard. So what I did was I called Social Security about 20 or 30 times until I got the exact recipe. And the exact recipe was, I can't get a Social Security number issued to you as an adult. It's not possible.
Oh.
Well, I mean, it is, but there has to be extensive identity theft, fraud, or some kind of and there has to be paperwork from the police. So what I did instead was I realized if you had a child that was under the age of 12 months old and you could provide the birth certificate and shot record, they would issue a Social Security number to that child.
Oh.
If he's over 12 months old, you have to bring in the kid. Then I don't really have a kid I can go into Social Security with. So I would make a shot record and a birth certificate, and I would go to Social Security and fill out an SS5 form and tell them that I had a son that was 10 months old. They look at the docs. They go, well, he doesn't have a Social Security number.
So it's just like you didn't get it when they were born, but now better do it.
He was born at home with a midwife. And so, well, where's the mother? The mother is currently in South America with her family. So I give them the docs. They check the computer. They go, oh, wow, you're right. Little Jimmy doesn't have a Social Security number. Oh, you'll have it in 10 days. And 10 days later, I get a card.
And that costs you, what, $30 or some fee?
It doesn't cost you anything. I don't charge you anything. So I get the card, and then I would go online and I would change the date of birth, and I would go online and I would apply for credit cards in his name with a different date of birth. Obviously, I'd say he was born in like 1967.
Oh, but credit card.
He's really born in 2001, or whatever is a recent one. So, and I apply and I get denied, but they'd say, hey, you got denied for this Bank of America card, but if you give us $500, we'll give you a secure credit card. And I say, really? Well, so I give $500 and you need 3 trade lines. So I get 3 credit cards from 3 different banks. I make the payments, and then after about 6 months, you get credit scores, and they get about 700 credit scores. You only needed a 620 at that time to get a 95% loan. Huh. If you'd been on your job 2 years and you had 2 years residency and you had a down payment, which these guys all happen to have. So I start making these fake identities, and I named them like I had James Red, Lee Black, Michael White, Brandon Green, David Silver. So I would name them after Reservoir Dogs characters.
How many of these do you think you might have made, if you had to guess?
Maybe 12, 15. Yeah, I ended up
Sounds like a fair amount of work to do that. But if you're busy and interested and active, you crank one out.
I was going to say, it pays better than getting a job at, what was I going to get a job doing? Like I was going to make, back then I was going to make.
Back to construction.
I was going to do work construction, or I was going to go sell used cars, and I'm going to make $45,000 a year. So what I did was I made a bunch of these guys, and then I went and started buying properties for $50,000. So the other problem with buying those properties for $50,000 is that I can only get them appraised for like 100, maybe 150,000.
Oh yeah.
And since these guys, and I have to put 30 or 40,000 into fixing them up. So what I decided was that Lee Black doesn't really give a shit about the construction. So now what I do is for $5,000, I buy it for $5,000. I clean up the yard. I buy 3 or 4 houses within half a mile of each other. But instead of when I buy it for 50, by this point I'm dating a girl at the title company, and she explains to me if I paid the extra doc stamps on the sale, it will show up as a $200,000 sale.
Wait, the extra doc? What is that, like a certification or something? Or?
You don't have doc stamps here? Documentary stamps, like .007. You pay $700 on every $100,000 of sales price.
Yeah, I don't think we have that.
Okay, so if I bought a house for $50,000,
it's like an insurance policy or
no. This is for the public records. Public records.
Oh, we just pay like $35 to record it or something.
Oh, you don't have doc stamps. It's a Florida thing. Well, it's actually not a Florida. It's a Florida. It's a Georgia. It's a Tennessee. It's a lot of the southern states have it. I guess.
That's how they collect a tax.
There's an extra tax so that we don't have to have a.
Okay, so if you get that, then that only happens on certain price points above, or you can call it a price.
So if I'm buying a property for $50,000, I pay $350 on doc stamps. You fill out a transaction form when you record the deed. And they go, "What'd you buy it for?" And you go, $50,000. They go, "You have $350 plus $10 to record the deed." Okay, you give it to them. But if you said, "Oh, I bought it for $200,000," they go. It
starts to build a track record of valuations.
Well, it shows up in public records as a sale for $200,000.
And an appraiser's going to look at that. A lender's going to look at that.
Where's the appraiser get his comparable sales?
There you
Public
go.
records.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'd go buy 4 or 5 houses within half a mile of each other for $40,000, $50,000, $55,000, $35,000, and I would just pay the extra $1,000, $1,200 bucks.
Comps.
I created comparable sales.
5 or 6 of them.
Right, within half a mile that have all sold within weeks. So now Lee Black, James Red, Brandon Green own 5 houses here. This guy owns 4 houses. This guy owns 3 houses, and they're buying them for $200,000, $220,000, $190,000, whatever the square footage is. I always had the square footage roughly, $150 a square foot, so that it ended up being roughly. Yeah, it made sense. Like when you looked at it, it was like
it wasn't all over the board.
They weren't all over the board, right? They were like, oh, so they're basically everything in this area is selling for about $150 a square foot.
This is so complicated.
It's not complicated. Everybody says that it's not complicated.
Here's what it is, though.
Real estate.
When I do a real estate deal, like a warehouse, I'm used to the way things are in the standard format. And what a guy like me would have to do in that situation is think about a different spin to every single spot in the process.
Right.
So that's why I say it's a lot of.
But it's no different than you're selling your house for $20,000 and we do a quit claim deed. And I give you $20,000, but I say, hey, on the quit claim deed, let's go ahead and just put $100 so I don't have to pay the doc stamps.
Right.
People do it all the time. I'm just doing the reverse. I'm saying let's write it for $200,000. I'm gonna pay the doc stamps.
So now you're at the point where you ain't bringing in $8,000 a month. Your income's starting to go up.
Well, what's happening is Lee Black would go buy, Lee Black goes buys 5 houses for 50. We got 55, 60,000 in each one. The house is appraised for $200,000. So I get an appraisal for $200,000.
Shit, are you refining?
I refinance it. it. I get a loan for $180,000, $190,000. I've only got 60 in. I just made $120,000.
You're pocketing like 100 G's.
I make 6 months worth of payments, and I let it go into foreclosure.
And you walk.
So
they're not foreclosing on Matt Cox. They're foreclosing on Lee Black.
Right. Exactly.
The IDs you're using, they have pictures of you?
They have photographs of people I know that have been arrested. Let's say
you pulled them off like a website or something?
Yeah, you pull them off Hillsborough County arrest website. One of them was a guy named Eric Tamargo. He'd been arrested for.
So you called him Eric Silver?
No, he was.
Oh, you used his name?
No, I didn't use his name. James Red. His name was James Red. I just put his photograph on the fake ID that I had made. Keep in mind, these fake IDs don't have to pass mustered.
They're probably just photocopying.
They could be a photocopy. They're actually real IDs, but they're only getting a photocopy, right? And I've actually gone in with these IDs and got a bank account before. Terrified, but I got multiple bank accounts. But eventually what I figured out how to do was I figured out it was easier to just make a fake birth certificate and a fake birth certificate and register to vote for these guys and make a fake.
Because it doesn't require the ID and the pictures and all?
Well, no, it was easier to do that and then go into the DMV and just get the DMV to issue me a real driver's license or a real ID.